Alright, I just wanted to show you what I was working on here. I had built this stove about a half a year ago to go with this pot. And what it does is it puts the jets below the heat exchange to where it comes up and runs right into the heat exchange. And it works perfectly. Problem is, if it's a little cold outside, it takes us a little longer to heat up. And from the jets to the base of this, there's just not a lot of room for alcohol in there. So I need to add a little more room between the jets and the bottom. But I don't want to change the distance from the bottom of the pot to the jet. So I'm going to build a new one of these. It's basically a white box stove design. I have this. I'm going to mark it about, I don't know, maybe a 1/4 inch higher than that currently, and cut it off, and then cut the top off and invert it and put it down inside there. And this one will just be a little bit taller with the jets down the same distance they're down from here. So I'm going to work on that. We'll get it together and we'll do a burn test. Alright, I got my first mark on there. I just want to make sure before I cut anything that I don't cut too much here, because I will need to flip this over. And I'm just grabbing something. I'm not going to cut it with a pair of scissors. To make sure I have enough. May not have enough on the top of the stove to do this. I need to find out if, when flipping this over and putting it down in there, if there's enough, because you see it indents in a little bit. So let me check on that and I'll get right back to you. Alright, after some super sophisticated calculations and additions and multiplications, I went ahead and just cut it anyway. Didn't really matter too much. If I go too deep, I can just cut off the extra rim. Look at that. Green hairspray. St. Patty's Day. Anyway, gotta clean this up, get all the gunk out of here, and then we'll put it together just like this. I thought after I bent all this up top here, it'd just pop out, but it's taking a little more than that. It's kind of rimmed on the inside there or something, so I'm not sure. I may have to press it in instead of out. I guess we'll find out. I don't remember how I did it last time. It's been so long since I... Oh, there's a little gasket in here. That's probably what's holding it. We'll just keep crushing at it until we get it apart. Eventually we'll get all this in here and it'll either fall in or fall out, one of the two. There we go. Alright, there's all the main parts, and there's the leftover that's going to get crushed down inside there. And it looks like it's going to come out pretty close, because as you recall, there's a raised bottom in here. Let's raise that up just a little bit. And we'll have to smooth the whole top off once we're done anyway. So, alright, I'm going to go ahead and cut my lines in here and my inner holes before I put it together. Then we'll smash it together. Well, I've run into a little bit of trouble. So I've pressed the two pieces together, as I did in this one. And then I realized that the curvature of the bottle on the inside, the walls actually stay together the entire length all the way down right to where my overflow vent is on the inside. In fact, this one was a little on the high side, and it literally covered it up. So that whole overflow won't work. I still have one over here and one over here. I'll need to drill a new one right there. But if I were to drill these holes, as I mentioned, level with the top of this, like I said, they would be in the part of the pot that is compressed together right here, and no fumes would go from the base to the top. So, because of that, I have to drill them right about there, which still gives me a little more fuel than I had in this one. Not a lot more though. So I'm going to mark them off and drill them out with the same size drill holes as this one, and we'll see how much fuel it holds and how well it burns. Alright, we'll be back. Alright, so I finished it up, and I didn't gain much. Didn't gain much at all. But we're going to see how it does anyway. Turn some of these bright lights off here real quick. Okay, that should give us enough light to see it with. The question is it too high above to prime it now? I don't think I had much trouble priming this one, because I always was so close to the top. It was easy to prime. But I think I'm going to have to prime this. Oh, no, it's actually lighting. Oh, it's spitting fuel everywhere. That's just dangerous. Look at that. Bad news. Alright, let's put that puppy out. Stop. Settle down. Alright, that's not going to be a good thing. We'll call that a fail. Not sure why that happened. I'm glad I caught it on video. That was a little bit on the crazy side. Maybe I sealed off those overflows, but the whole top was still open, so that couldn't have been it. I don't know. I'm tempted to light it up again and see what will happen. That was kind of neat. It did actually light. I was kind of surprised it lit. Alright, well, let's try it again. I'm game. Let's get our fuel away this time. Get out the old snuffer pot there. That was interesting. It made little white marks on the inside of the pot. Let's find something else to snuff it with besides that. Whew. There's a nice little snuffer that I can throw away if I don't want. See if it continues to do that. Or if it was just burning off some inside stuff that caused that. Now it seems to have calmed down a little bit, but still very extreme heat. Let's put some water in the pot and try it here and see what we can do. The fact that no top's on it is making it get awful hot. Water's at 64 degrees. I've already burnt off too much to say I was saving some water, but I want to go ahead and see how it burns a little bit. Because that's just too hot. Flames are too far out. That won't work actually, if that's what we're going to get out of it. The flames are not far enough in the pot. That's why I was trying to make that one up higher, was because the flames actually came up right up inside there. This is, the flames are actually running on the outside of the pot. I don't think it's going to be of any benefit to me. Too much pressure and too much outside heat just escaping away. We liked it better on the last one here, which I'll show you. But I'll destroy it first. Where the flames landed on this one, when this one was underneath of it, was perfect. So, and there's flames rolling across the back of it this high. Oh, you can't see that because you're not there, but there's flames rolling across the back of it, over the top of it in the back. So those flames are way too wide for this pot. Oh, it's heating 2 cups of water fast, no doubt about it, without even a lid on there. But I don't know that it'll have time to come to a boil because I don't believe there'll be enough fuel in there to get it to a boil. Man, that is just way too much flame. I kind of turned it down again, but look at the flames just shooting around the back of that thing. It's just ridiculous. And if I cut it down and drop this thing down a little bit, I'll be back to this before you know it. We've almost got a boil. Now see, that's where I want the flames to be at, just like that. Just like that, hitting the bottom of the pot and the heat exchange. That's perfect. Did I start with too much fuel? Yeah, we've got a near boil there. Maybe a boil, I can't even see in there. It's out though. So, anyways, we had some good boil going on there, but that's not what I was looking for. I was looking to keep those flames underneath of the exchange So maybe I just need to knock an 1/8 inch off of this or so. How hot is that? Pretty hot. Let's look them next to each other and see what we have here. So our holes are a little higher. That may be okay, but we're going to need to cut this down from here down a little bit because those flames are shooting out on the outside of this pot, and the whole purpose was to shoot underneath the pot. So it may still be savable. We'll give it another shot, see what we can come up with. Alright. Cut maybe a 1/8 inch off of this. Try it. Cut another 1/8 inch off. Just so you know what I was looking for originally here, I'm going to show you real quick what I'm looking for. If I have any fuel. I'm almost out of fuel. Maybe making a trip to the store. See this one, that's about all the fuel you can get in it because it overflows too fast. So I'm moving the camera around so much I can't even get in the camera. This one does a great job, but it doesn't stay on because there's no place for fuel. There's very little room for fuel there. And it has to be preheated. Once it gets preheated, I'll show you where it hits. Give it a second here, this one takes a little... It should preheat the same speed as the last one. I'm not sure why it's not preheating this fast. But it's going. Give it a second here and we'll put the pot on. We're not bluing. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of a... I've never had this much trouble with this one before, so we're gonna throw some water on it and see if that helps. Yeah, oh, there it goes. Just start it in the back. Okay, so that took some doing. And once it gets going, I wonder if I got some bad fuel. Because this one's never done this before either. Maybe my fuel has a problem. I don't know. Because yeah, that's not normal. It didn't do that previously. Talk about boiling a pot of water fast though. If you're into dangerous fire hazardous messes of craziness. Yeah, we're boiling alright, but that was the hot water from before, so I don't know why this fuel is going so crazy on me. I'm gonna melt my handles. Look at that, that is nuts. It's never acted like that before. I don't know why the fuel's so crazy. I never had it act that way before. It's rolling on the sides. It doesn't usually do that.